Guys, so this is my latest project. It is a Arduino controlled customized Nerf gun. I believe it is a Nerf Rivals Zeus or MXV 1200. I don't know what that means. It was literally just a Nerf gun I got on sale. I was walking through Fry's trying to think of project ideas for school because this is actually a graded school project. I wanted to do something involving smaller electronics, and while I didn't actually end up getting to do that, I did see this Nerf gun, and it was on sale, and it was an open box, and it didn't come with many of the accessories that Nerf guns are supposed to come with, but I have a 3D printer, so that didn't really matter, and it was like 30 bucks for a Nerf gun that has a flywheel and motors, and it was pretty cool. So what I did is I thought, cool, maybe I can turn this into an Arduino-controlled Nerf gun. So right now, as you can see, I have a couple things on here. I have a 3D printed box with buttons in it over here. This allows you to control the Arduino. I have an LCD giving lots of important status information. I have an Arduino with a proto shield up on the top. So what modifications have I done beyond the obvious? Well, first of all, there's a fingerprint sensor. This is to allow for a biometric authentication of the Nerf gun. So in order to use the Nerf gun, you need to have your fingerprint applied on the sensor, and once it finds a match, it will unlock the shooting capabilities of the gun. It will allow the flywheel to initiate, which is important because you want the flywheel to initiate. So as you can see in there, it's actually a stock flywheel. My objective wasn't to upgrade the internals of the Nerf gun. This is a school project after all, and I think they'd get a little concerned if the Nerf gun was any scarier than it already is. And I didn't upgrade the electronics and the wiring, but I did not upgrade the internals. I just made sure they were all in there properly when I reassembled it. Back around, you'll see that there's an open cavity on the inside where you put this Nerf dart, the Nerf darts or balls, I don't exactly know what they call these. And this mount does make it a little bit harder to take this out, but I do like it because this increases the structural rigidity of the gun, and it gives me something to glue or screw into, so I can actually mount stuff out here, and this is super useful. As you can see, it's a much more normal over here. Not too much has been modded on this side. There's just this one plastic piece. This is just to increase the structural rigidity on the back, and if I ever want to mount something here, I can. Mounting up here and here is all possible, especially back here, but there's a lot of electronics in here that I don't want to damage when mounting, and screws are metal and electronics sometimes don't go well together. So mounting down here does seem nice. This is all just normal Nerf stuff. But yeah, so this is where the Nerf dart system goes. I wanted to put in a Nerf dart pack. I just put this in, and there you go. Bob's your uncle. So you can see it's in there. It's not going to move all too much. It could move a little bit, but it's going to allow the darts to go inside. And now you can hold up the gun, shoot it, boom, boom, doesn't matter. So most of this is just stock Nerf gun, but I did remove the battery pack, and I found that the battery pack was a structural member of the Nerf gun, and I want it to retain its structural rigidity. It's actually a pretty decently built plastic gun. I definitely wanted to maintain that, and even though it is now a lot more fragile with these electronic parts up in the front, I wanted to at least make it feel a lot more sturdy. And I'm actually in the middle of 3D printing shrouding for all of the electronic parts, or at least the Arduino and then the LCD, so they're less likely to get damaged. And I'm also planning on 3D printing a clamp onto the fingerprint sensor to put it in the right place. And then another thing to show, there's also 3D printed reinforcement on the inside, just a bunch of cross members and brackets and infill. There's a couple infill pieces, and it just increases the overall heft and structural rigidity of the gun, and I just really like that. Let's just turn this off so we don't waste too much battery. Boom. And of course you see the obvious 3D printed parts up here. My 3D printer is relatively cheap, so the print quality is not amazing, but for my purposes it's totally fine. As you can see, I have a hole there and then a hole through here, so that's where that will screw on at some point. And then we have 3D printed walls all across the back up until here. The reason why this hole's here is so you can actually take the ammo dart out. So finally, I have completed the gun, other than a couple software fixes that I will address at some point in time when I have more time. The gun is done. I finished 3D printing all the shrouding. A lot of it didn't fit, but I did not have enough time or patience to actually reprint and test it. I also ran out of filament, and I did not want to buy more filament. So this is how this project is going to conclude. As you can see, everything is epoxied on here. The Arduino, the fingerprint sensor, and the LCD are screwed in. The LCD might have a little bit of glue on it, so that might be a bit of a challenge to remove, but definitely the fingerprint sensor can be removed, definitely the Arduino can be removed, and definitely the buttons can be removed. The thing can still open up, even though it's been all epoxied together over here. So don't worry about that, but there is plastic shrouding, so the LCD is much less likely to be damaged. The button box is, well, I believe the last update video also had this shrouding on it. It's going to continue being decently durable, and now the Arduino is a lot more durable because we have plastic shrouding on this side and some plastic shrouding on this side. As you can see, it's not quite as thorough on this side. The mounting didn't fit properly, but I wanted to maintain the bottom section because it did fit properly. I'm just going to end up reprinting the top part so it's a little bit wider and a little bit longer so it touches down here, and possibly I'll screw into there and mount it that way. Not sure exactly how I'm going to do that, but that's the plan. With this Nerf gun really quickly, so if you press this green button, it's ready to start scanning for your finger. It's finger found, so it's all primed up. You can have the ammo set to 12, since there's 12 darts in here, or balls. Then you can choose different colors, which you can't see super well on the front, but you can change it to blue, green, red, it doesn't really matter. You have your Arduino over here, 3D printed shrouds over everything just to prevent them from getting damaged. You got a battery down here just being Velcroed on for a second. Now we're all primed, so we can shoot. I don't know, what should I shoot, Dad?
I don't know. Shoot the tree.
I can shoot the white thing.
There you go. Wow, that thing goes pretty far.